don't do it. You know, it's you end up in the worst places with the worst habits.
I'd rather be at home, and if you think your parents don't care, they really do. They might seem like they don't, but they do.
Part of my problem was I thought I was a big man and this, that and the other. Like, you do think you're untouchable for some reason. But then, I never slept on the streets. Like, I wouldn't sleep. I had nights where I had nowhere to go and I'd walk the streets rather than sleep.
Hindsight, if I could change my life, I would. But once you're gone there, you can't really go back.
Like, once you're at rock bottom, like, you don't really want to find out how much worse it could get. Like, so yeah.
I first became homeless when I was 16, but before that I stayed at friends' houses and had to leave home for short periods of time from the age of about 13.
Well, I've been in hostel for about 3 months now, so I was 17 at the time, I think. No, I was 16 at the time. I've just turned 17.
I never assumed I'd be homeless. Never ever foresaw myself like living in a hostel or just sleeping rough and that.
It started off, my mum chucked me out. She found out I was seeing someone that she didn't really like, and my stepdad really said, well, if he comes back, I'm going.
My mum got a new boyfriend, and me and him never really saw eye to eye.
Arguing was just like, you know, everything. Like, that was just normal.
I had a difficult relationship with my mum. When she drinks, she's in such a different place to how she is in the morning. It's really confusing for someone to go back, and it's just everything you do is wrong, everything you do is not good enough. And I just remember having a horrible day. The day before my 16th birthday, she told me to get out of her house. I've been at school while all of this has been going on, but it's very difficult to focus on your work when you've got so much else going on in your head about where you're going to stay and about what's going on, and the whole point that you've had to leave home and working through those difficult relationships with people and things that people have done and said that really get in your mind. And I found it difficult to do as well as I wanted to do, and I really felt, and then I felt like I'd failed at that, and I really put myself down that I couldn't deal with it.
Found Catch22 that helped me out. In fact, they kind of found me, which was weird.
In the hostel I'm in now, we're allowed people come round as long as they're like over 16 and they've got ID, but they have to be out by 9, and I have to be in by 10:30.
It's boring. I get up. There's not much to do apart from look for a job, sit in, and then go out.
I was like staying on street, like sleeping on people's settees.
Living in a car had its advantages and disadvantages. It's still got cold, but not as cold as sleeping on the streets. Every now and then started my car up and left it running for longer amounts of time to really warm up the car, really just burning money trying to keep warm. You don't get much sleep either. Somebody will go past, see that you're asleep in the car, and wake you up by jumping on your car.
When you're homeless, having somewhere to stay is quality, but do you feel like you're a burden? and like I got kicked out of some friends' houses, and I moved myself out just because I didn't want it happening, kind of thing. Like, so it's not ideal, shall we say?
It's difficult staying at other people's houses because there's definitely a point where you feel you've outstayed your welcome, and you've always sort of telling people, oh, it's just till the end of the week, just for a few days, just over the weekend, and I found it hard to stay in one place for too long because I'd feel guilty that I was sort of intruding.
It's lonely, like when you're walking the streets, everyone else is like tucked up in their bed, or just like little things like, oh, I can't wait to go home and have dinner. You know, oh yeah, dinner. Haven't even had breakfast yet, and everyone else is talking about dinner. Like, it's weird, like not knowing where your next meal's gonna come from. Just like when people don't put you up, like not that you expect them to, you hope they do. Stuff like that. Just walking around, like all that time to think about all these people that supposedly like are the world to you, and none of them put you up compared to your parents who you hate, and but they put you up and put up with you for all that time, like, and it's all just gone. Like, you've got nothing. That's a big one.
I was in cardboard boxes, I was in sleeping bags, I was in a tent in the middle of the Charlton Downs. Very cold, especially in winter. In winter I only had a t-shirt and shorts, and I was in a box about 2-3 millimetres thick. One of the other homeless people come up to me because I didn't give them what they needed or what they asked for. The full Stella can that was in their hand, they slammed right into my eye around there. Just for no reason, walked off. Then a couple of weeks later, come back with a couple more lads and beat the crap out of me, to be honest.
Look up, mate. Well, that's not yet.
I got quite a few broken bones from that. That's kind of the worst time, when you're out somewhere where nobody would help out. The same bloke, a couple of weeks later, punched a guy in the face, shattered his jaw, and got done for manslaughter because that bloke died in hospital, so I think I'm pretty lucky.
Like, everyone argues with their parents and that, but like just, I don't know, from a sort of another perspective, you should actually just listen to them. Like, they do want the best for you and this, that and the other.
I'd rather be at home, and if you think your parents don't care, they really do. They might seem like they don't, but they do, and I realised that once I got kicked out. So just be good.
Like, being homeless is never something you should choose if you don't have to.
Look at your options first. I mean, would you rather be in a home where there's heating, food that you didn't have to pay for, or would you be on the streets with nothing? No friends, no family, just cold and emptiness.